Hi, my name is Dawn Abbott, and this is my leadership philosophy presentation for our leadership course. I'm going to be honest in saying I'm not really good at just vamping on the spot, especially when I have a camera sitting in front of me, so I do have some notes sort of prepared here to give me a little bit of a reminder about what to talk about. But first of all, I'd have to say, going into this course, I'll be honest in saying I thought I was a pretty good leader. But when I reflect back, I think more so I came into this course having a lot of leadership potential, and maybe some good leadership qualities for sure, but definitely a lot that I need to work on, I realized. So I currently work as a veterinarian in a pretty busy emergency center, and I do have to be a leader in that job. I have to take responsibility for cases. I have to kind of watch what other people are doing, watch what the technicians are doing, and make sure everyone is kind of on track to do the best job that they can. And I think I do a good job at this. I think I give direction well. You know, I don't think I'm overly domineering when I'm giving direction. I think I make it more of a team experience. I've been told by people I work with that I'm very approachable, which I think is a good thing. But certainly when I'm going through the different modules in this course, I saw some things that I was maybe good at, but more so I think highlighted for me were things that I needed to work on, which I'm sure is the same for probably everybody. That's usually the things that kind of stand out to you. And I think I learned some really important things kind of in my journey towards being a fitness trainer that I honestly think will help me. So one of the main things I think that stood out to me was leading by example. As obvious as that may sound, I think in a lot of ways I lead by example, but one of the ones that we talked about in this course was like showing people that you're working with that you're enjoying what you're doing. Sometimes I do this, but I would say I'm actually kind of ashamed to say that I haven't always been the best at this. You know, if I'm having a bad day at work, or if I don't agree with a managerial style for something, or we recently got bought out by another company and I really don't agree with many of the things that they're implementing, I do make that known. And, you know, even in front of people who I'm supposed to be leading, I voice my opinions. I do voice that I'm not pleased with things, and you know, looking back, I think that's not a great thing. And even in the moment, you know, I knew I shouldn't be doing it, but I kind of fleetingly thought, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, but then I still made my points known. This is something that I actually have been working on since kind of reading through that module in the course and thinking, hey, that's something that I do. And I've actually, you know, gotten some comments, you know, that it's been noticeable that I've been happier at work, even if I haven't actually been happier. You know, I'm trying to portray a bit more of a positive experience, and I hope that in the past I didn't take away from others' kind of quality of life at work, and I hope that I can improve on that moving forward. So another I guess, thing that I've learned from this, or thing that I'm starting to work on, is having difficult conversations. And that's something, you know, even when I was going to be telling my boss that I was doing this school course to be a personal trainer, I'm actually currently applying for another job that would be a bit of a step up for me. These are all things that I've had a really difficult time approaching an authoritative figure to talk about it, you know, to talk about the possibility of me not being there, or the possibility of me not being totally happy in my current job. But in reading through this, I figured, why not talk about it? You know, why not bring it up and actually have that conversation? So as I said, I'm currently applying for another job, and I've been putting off telling my bosses about it. It's a bit of a longer process, so I wouldn't be finding out until February or March. But I did actually, right after doing this part in the course, I approached my boss and I had the conversation about it. You know, and I think I had a lot of worries. You know, would she think that I'm not well suited for the job? Would she be worried about what I'm feeling in my current job? Things like that. But I figured it's probably best to have that conversation. You know, if she doesn't think that I'm suited for the other job, that's probably something I should, we should talk about, and maybe I'll learn something from that. And I think, even kind of goes back to leading by example. If other people see that I'm making these changes and approaching my bosses about it and making it clear how I'm feeling about my work environment, they should feel that they can do the same thing, because we should all be advocates for ourselves. So I'm hoping that that's something that's been a positive thing. Another thing that I'm really taking to heart in this course is leading by serving. And, I think, again, I'm ashamed to say there's been times in the past where I've walked by a certain scenario and I think, in my case, in my work environment, I'm the vet. I shouldn't have to mop up that floor, total example. And I think that's completely the wrong way to look at things, obviously. So I've actually been, again, making those changes more recently. And I've even had some comments at work, from some of the technicians saying, you do a lot of the work that other vets don't do, I don't hesitate to pick up that mop anymore, things like that. And as silly and trivial as things like that sound, I think it goes a long way in people seeing that nothing is below them and everyone can help everyone get the job accomplished. And I think that's a really good lesson for people. Now, when we came into this course, I made a few statements as to what my leadership philosophy was just before starting the course, so I'm just going to read what I put. So I said that I wanted to lead by being easily approachable by members of the team. I want to lead by recognizing the strengths and weaknesses of my team members. I would thus allow people to use their strengths and improve on their weaknesses. I would lead by working as a team. I would have humility and be open to the opinions and suggestions of the whole team. I would also lead by showing a good example. And at this point, I kind of want to expand on this statement. I would say that a leader should never look down on any task presented to them, no matter how menial it might sound. And I think a caveat to that, of course, is that a lot of leaders do need to delegate tasks in order to get things done efficiently. But I still think it's a good lesson for us to take away. For me, for sure. And then after working through these modules and readings and discussions, I have added, I still agree with the things that I've said for sure. I've added a couple more statements though. So I want to lead by showing joy in the work that I'm doing and highlighting the importance of the work. And hopefully everyone else will agree, and they'll have a good time at work too, and they'll see the importance of what they're doing as well. And I want to be a transformational leader and lead in a way that inspires and empowers people. And that's something that I'm certainly working on. So I'd have to say I'm actually surprised that I enjoyed this course as much as I did. I think I got a lot out of it. I enjoyed the readings, I really enjoyed the discussion, and I learned a lot from the classmates. And I think I'm going to be able to take some of these lessons away for sure in becoming a personal fitness trainer. It's so different from other jobs that I've done. And it's to allow me to work on many skills, including leadership skills, of course, in a very different environment than what I'm using those skills in right now. I think I'm looking forward to using these skills to actually help people work towards their fitness goals. And I know this isn't where everything stops. Now is actually implementing these changes and seeing how well we can do in our careers and in helping others. Now, there's actually a ton more that I wanted to talk about, but 8 to 9 minutes isn't that long of a time. I'm surprised that I have that much to talk about leadership, but I just wanted to thank everyone for participating in these discussions and helping me learn and journey through this.